your next example is a pH of 7.51. If your normal range is 7.35 to 7.45, what box do you think I put pH in that's a 7.51? And I'm going to do the same thing with this box over here. I'm going to put an A for the acid side, an N for the normal in the middle, and blue B for my basic side. So pH of 7.51 is more than 7.45, and that lands over here on the alkaline base side. So I'm going to write the word pH on that base side, my alkaline side, because 7.51 is more than 7.45, and that lands over here in this basic side. We have a CO2 of 40. So CO2 range is 35 to 45. And this ABG problem has a CO2 of 40. So where do I put that in this grid? Do I put it on the acid side, the normal side, or the base side? And I give you a second to look, because this is where it can get tricky. A CO2 of 40. My range is 35 to 45, so 40 lands in between those numbers of normal. So that CO2 of 40 goes in my normal box. If you need to rewind that, go back and rewind it. But now we have bicarb of 30. Our normal range for bicarb is 22 to 26, and we're talking about a bicarb of 30, so where does this bicarb go? Acid, normal, or base? Bicarb of 30, and this is your range, 22 to 26. 30 is more than 26, right? So that's over on this alkaline or basic side, so I'm going to write the word HCO3 on my base side. So let's name it. Your pH tells you what you're in. Always start with that first. Is it in the acid, the normal, or the base side? The base side, right? And base is my alkaline side, so I can call this alkalosis. What kind of alkalosis are we in, though, right? Because this pH is sitting in the base side, I can call it alkalosis, because 7.51 pH is very alkaline. It's in this base box. Per the grid method, here's my pH. Look directly underneath it. What's sitting right there? HCO3, right? And what does HCO3 represent? Metabolic. So this person is in metabolic alkalosis. How's that treating you? Go back and rewatch that if you need to. The thing about this method is that I am a very visual learner, and I like categories. And this gives me definitive categories. This gives me a method that I can use whenever I need to categorize my acids are on the left-hand side, my bases are on the right-hand side. If you can remember your pH is 7.35 to 45, and your CO2 is 35 to 45, and your bicarb is 22 to 26, you've categorized those numbers. The left-hand side, if I'm out of range, I'm on acid side. If I'm out of range on the right side, I'm on the base side.